Hi everyone, and welcome to the next part in our behind the scenes of how to create the Saving Christmas game that I released at Christmas time for free for everyone to download. If you want to play it right now, head over to the description box below where you can find a link to that, plus the assets required to make the game. Now, in this episode, we're going to start making our levels and creating a level design for it. For this, I've imported in various meshes in the cliffs, other rocks and trees folder, as well as this palette texture here too. I've also gone ahead and created a blank level for level 1. So all that's in here is my center. In here, we're going to be adding those meshes to create our map. So first thing I'm going to do is actually go in and create the material for our palette. So I'm going to right click on that and create material. On this material, because it's a snow, we're going to make it a snow set level. We're going to add snow to the blend of this texture. So what I'm going to do is just disconnect that for now, and we'll be using a world aligned blend. World aligned blend. And from there, we're going to put in a sharpness and a bias. So two single scalar values, one in sharpness and one in bias. And in sharpness, I'm going to put 10, and in bias, I'm going to put -2. This will output an alpha based on the angle of the pixel and it's normal. So with that, I'm using the alpha in a lerp, which is a linear interpolate. This alpha plugs into it, and if it's this will output either 0 or 1, white or black. If it is 0, it will do A. If it's B, it will do whatever I say. Like white is B, so white is 1, so it would do B. So in here we need to do two colours, one black, one white, and this one's going to be white. And this is going to plug into B, and the black is going to plug into A. Okay. With that done, we've now got a lerp happening based on it. So for example, if I plug that into my base colour, you should be able to see it on our preview sphere momentarily, and you can see the snow being added onto it. What I want this to be now is I want it to be able to add it onto this texture here. So no matter what texture, whatever is using this texture, it'll add snow on it based on whatever colour it's using. So for this, we're going to do a multiply, first of all. And the multiply is going to be multiplied by another texture, which is going to be a noise. I'm going to use the Perlin noise material, plug that into the multiplier, and again, if I plug it to my base color, you'll see what's going to happen here. It's going to multiply the dark bits by darkness and white bits by white bits, and therefore you get this sort of snowy color appear. The black bits on this will actually show the color underneath when we plug this in. So to showcase that, after we do a multiply here, we're going to go down and do add. And we're going to add that to the original texture and plug that into base color. So now we should see the color underneath of the sphere, like so. Okay. So what's going to happen here is that we are going to tell this thing to change the way things are shaded based on the angle of their vertices, and we may need to tweak these two values here to change where this cutoff line appears and its fade. I'm going to click apply, and on the meshes, for example, I'm going to cliffs, and I can add my palette to, in this case, element 1, and you should see it appear. And here you see the snow texture take shape on top, but keeping everything else the normal color underneath. Which makes sense because snow wouldn't land on that. Okay, so we're going to apply that texture, or that material rather, to each of my cliffs here. So palette, save, palette, save, and we can keep going to all of these. Okay, save. Okay. Okay, so there's our cliffs done. So using these, I'm going to block out the playable space in our level. Now I'm going to speed this bit up because this will take some time. So see you in a short while. So I'm going to just increase the jump of my Santa. It's not very platformer friendly, so I'm going to go into my character movement and tweak my jump. So I actually make this a bit higher. In fact, let's make it double, 840. Hit compile, play. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so we've got something. Okay. But I'm going to tweak it even further. So in my jumping, I'm going to change my air control here to be almost 1. So I'm going to go 0.9 and see how that looks. Okay. And I just want to make it snappy a bit more to the ground when I jump, so less floaty on the way back. So if I select Santa and open them up, again in the character movement, and I'm looking for the gravity scale, which is up here. Change that to 2.4. See how that looks. So notice it's got a much sharper drop down on the way down. Okay, so in there I'm just going to make that platform a bit bigger, I think. As you're building a level, it's a good idea to always test what you're doing with regards to the controls. Make sure you can reach the areas you want to reach and your ideas that you have for your environment. Okay, so I've got, let's increase the jump a bit more. Because you increase the gravity, you probably need to tweak the jump to be higher. So let's change that to 1000. Okay, that's looking a bit better. It feels more platformy. Okay, brilliant. Right, we'll carry on creating a level. Okay, so there's our first pass at the level design. It's pretty basic, it's just the geometry. But one thing I'm going to try and do is, if you notice when we play test it, we see the character model doesn't land where you want him to land because of the collision boxes. Okay, so I can't walk properly on this platform. So we're going to use a cheap, dirty workaround to get that into case. And to do that, I'm going to, on each of these cliffs, because these are the ones we're using for our geometry, we're going to open up each one and we're going to go scroll down to where you find collision and tell its collision complexity to use complex collision as simple. And what that would do is it will tell it to use the mesh as its collision box. So I'm going to do this for each one. Now it is quite expensive to do, so you want to only really do it for low poly stuff like this or very sparingly. But as this is low poly, this is fine to use for this. Hit save. And let's playtest the level and jump around a bit. So I should be now to get more accurate placement on the platforms in around the level. I'll get out the level there, got to fix that. So you just want to playtest your level and make sure things like that you can't get out the level if you need to. Let's make sure I just can't jump up to the top here. Okay. 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 I'm just going to space that out a bit more. So bring that here. That. Let's see what that's like. So I missed that jump. I have to go back here. Forcing the player to do this platforming section. Like so, to get to here where some goodies will be. In fact, what we'll do is... No, that's fine, we'll leave those. And let's just test the other direction. So the player needs to be able to jump up here and into this bit. Jump across the floating rock onto this area and jump down into what will be a combat area to fight off a load of goblins. And when you kill the goblins, the present will pop up, ready for you to collect. So we've got no decorations in here. We've only just got the actual collision of the world. So I'm going to tweak a couple of things so we can get the level here. Let's test that out. I think it's because of this one, so I can just delete that. We don't need to use that. How these? I could delete that one too. And that one, yeah. Keeping it as simple as I can. There you go. Make sure I can't get out this way, which I can, which is not ideal, obviously. So let's try just removing this bit. So that one too. Just raise up a little bit more. And that should be all we have to do for that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we're going to put a present over here. We're going to put a present over there. And we need to find a third place to create our present. And I'm thinking of what we'll do is we'll make it so that when you collect all the candy canes in the level, the last present will appear. And that's how you collect all 3 presents. So let's put a nav mesh in there and see how that's looking. So drag your nav mesh in. And we need to stretch that across the whole entire map. So you can either use the scale or you can use the box brush settings here to make sure you cover the whole playable space that you want your enemies to be using. If you hit P, you can see the playable space for the player, for the enemies. I'm going to drag that back here. Need to change it in the X a little bit more. Like so. Yeah. So what you're looking for are these dark green borders, okay, the boundaries. And what that means is that if a enemy is inside that boundary, it can't leave that boundary, okay? So that's its maximum bounds without any other extra funky code. So this bit's fine because you can see all the bits are connected. So you want to make sure that wherever you're going to place enemies, that the boundaries aren't going to stop them from going to where you want them to go. Okay, so it looks like it should be all okay. So let's put some things in here to see how it looks. So I want a present on top of here. So let's drag one of our presents in here. Like so. And let's just see what that looks like with him hopping around on top. Now he shouldn't leave that top platform because that boundary and his movement will stop him from ever going off a ledge. Okay, there's our present bouncing around. Okay, we can't get to him. Okay, so that's the first one. So that one will involve platforming. The other one will involve combat, and the other one will involve collection. So speaking of collection, let's start putting in some of our candy canes. So I've got candy cane lines and circles. So let's just put a circle here. Candy canes. And I'm going to use. You want to use the sort of the collectibles to like impart to indicate where the player needs to go. So I'm going to put some that way. I want to be able to get up here. I think that'd be quite a cool place to put some odd candy canes. So we put one there, one there, one there. Some individual ones. And in here, we're going to put some candy cane circles. One there. And another one there. And another one there. So what I'm going to do with this as well is if I go into my candy cane object, the basic one, on the construction script here, I'm going to get all actors of class and choose candy cane. Plug that in, and then I want to print string the length of my array here. And that should tell me how many candy canes are in my level. So I'll just move this. I've got 22, looks like. So if I drag another one out, I get 23. Another one, 24. Drag another 4 out, 3 out, I get 27. Okay, so you can use that to help guide you to how many you need to place. So I've got those ones there. I'm just going to put some more individual ones up here. 25. We're going to do a line. Get 28 there. And we're going to do another line. Okay. And drag out more. Again, using them sort of like as a waypoint for the player, which way to go. We'll make them go down this bit as well, because this is quite a fun little outcrop we've got going on here. Place individual ones like so. I'll try and put 10 more in here. So I do another circle there. And we're going to do a line down here. And I want to place 3 more. And we're going to do 3 more. We'll do 3 more here. Okay, so if I push play on the game, you see the candy canes in our level, waiting for us to pick them all up. Cool. Okay, next thing we do is add our goblins in. So we're just going to go over here and place some goblins. I'll put in 5 here. So the goblins there are going to be special ones that if you clear all of those goblins, your present will arrive for you to look at. Yeah. They will give chase to you. So you can fight them off. I need to be able to get the player out of there. So let's put in a little mesh in there. Get that. Test that out. Oh. God damn. So double check I can get out of there. Just fine. Brilliant. Okay, so I'll just put a couple more goblins in the level. It's just normal goblins. So I'm going to put one there. And we'll put a couple here, there. And we'll do one more up here. Now my level is got the goblins in there doing their thing. He chased me. I can throw my snowballs at him and try and hit him with the snowballs. And you've got these ones in here too. I'll give chase. Oh my god, there we go. And there's our 5 goblins we have doing their thing. I don't know why that one isn't detecting us. Maybe his positioning is a bit weird. It seems to be there. Weird. Okay. So, by and large, our level is done. Okay, we're just going to decorate it a bit more, and we'll do that in the next part and start fleshing out the details and the little niceties that we expect to find in a platforming level. If you want to watch that next episode right now, you can head over to patreon.com/RyanLady, where you can watch that part plus many other videos as well, just for $1. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting me so far, and I can't wait for you guys to see what's coming in 2020. Alright, have a good time, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.